everyone, welcome to part 4 of my Let's Play of Super Smash Bros. Brawl Subspace Emissary. We are going to be taking on the research facility. That ass though. Those boobies though. Anyway, so we are taking control of Samus, actually, but ironically, not in her power suit. She is naked. All right, this is Zero Suit Samus. She's technically a new character, although she is also taking control of basically a second form of a character that was in the original 64. Now, I don't know why they decide to do this, but I guess it's some way to pad in some new characters. Maybe. Maybe that, maybe not. The point is, Zero Suit Samus is here to stay, and she's here to kick butt. And I mean, literal butt. She is an athlete. Trust me, you do not want to mess with her. Anyway, so she is sneaking into a secret facility. Who God knows why, but he just is. And, when we get deeper in, we will eventually meet up with a new character right about now. And we save Pikachu from his torture device. Anyway, so now we're playing as Pikachu. She is a Pokemon, and somehow he ended up captured in this facility. And now we're gonna break him out of here. So anyways, so I feel like there's gonna be a bond friendship between between Samus and Pikachu, and I'm pretty sure there's a lot of fan fiction around it. Not gonna get too deep into it, obviously. But anyways, Pikachu is, of course, electric-type Pokemon. And it's one of the most adorable of the types, and he is basically the one, marking the franchise. Believe it or not. So anyways, once again, we are sneaking into this facility, and again, like, the story, like last time, is taking so many weird turns. We're getting a lot of character backstories into this going really fast, and we're not really focusing on the current cast so far. But we're usually doing this to basically get everyone's story explained. Now, of course, from time to time, we will actually meet up with the cast we were playing as for. And as always, it does get more interesting. Now, I was gonna save this last episode, but I wasn't finished with it, and I completely forgot about it. Dang it. But, again, another thing I said for, what makes, Smash Bros. Brawl Subspace Emissary much better to World of Light's, story for Ultimate, is the fact that, they put the main focus on the characters around it instead of the boss fights. You know, in Ultimate, they put more focus on the side characters like Gleam and Darkon. I don't know when I'm uploading this, if I'm going to reveal the second boss or not. But there was a second guy in command, and his name was Gleam and Darkon. The story was focused on these two side enemies, and it wasn't focused on the main characters. This game actually does focus on the characters, but it also does focus on everything else. Like, the villains are rarely the focus for the story, and it's a good thing. So, I would always prefer, like, Subspace Emissary story compared to Ultimate's, World of Light story. I will say there is another Smash game after this, and it has a story mode. I really hope that it does have some improvements. But less likely it's gonna happen. Anyway, so this whole entire area is an entire puzzle. You have to go into one room to activate an elevator, or you have to go into a completely different room to reconnect with this elevator, as I'm doing right now, to activate something in this room that will eventually change something in another room to make stuff progress. So this is basically a gigantic connecting part that connects section between section between section. And you're gonna have to make sure that they all do connect. You can fight these guys, or you can just simply ignore them by jumping over them, and yet they will all commit suicide. You hit the switch, and what appeared in the room above us will come down towards us down here. If you try going to that room earlier, or here, if you go to this room earlier, the elevator will not be here and make it impossible to traverse through. But when you go to the room above, later on, then these structures will be completely shutting down the gateway to make it literally impossible to go through. But now that we have shoveled that down, when we get to this room, we can now progress. Of course, we got all these Pokeball type stuff. Now, I was never a big fan of Zero Suit Samus's up B, and I think Wii U improved that, making it much better. Because I was never a big fan of Zero Suit Samus's up B at all. Never was. It's usually like, hold on, let me clear these enemies to show my point. If you up B, your whip will grab onto the ledge, and when I was streaming Super Smash Flash 2, I was never a big fan of that, because I was expected to perform the dash kick up, and yeah, I don't, and therefore my opponent gets a point, and that's just literally a downside of playing Zero Suit Samus. Like, I am so used to Ultimate, or rather, Wii U's Zero Suit Samus, to the point where I know how his up B works, and I can eliminate everyone easily with it. But now, like, because I'm playing this, makes it a lot difficult. Now we're facing a completely different Primid. We're fighting Metal Primids. They are really tough, and not only their metal is super strong, their metal is also reflective as well. Now we're playing as Pikachu again, but I don't think it's too much of a big loss. Anyway, so we are getting close near the end of the level, guys, so other than that, this level is very unique in terms of how everything works, and yeah. So it turns out that Samus's power suit is actually captured. So we're gonna have to later reclaim it. Interesting. Alright, so a clear rate current right now is at 25%, so I'll get back to you guys in a brief moment, but I'm gonna call it a recording session for today. And I'll get back to you guys in a second. So, yeah, I'll see you guys in a second. Alright, second recording section. Let's get right into it. Moving on to the next level, the Lake Shore. Alright, so, let's go ahead and take on Peach, who's been possessed by the darkness. He almost took out Mario, but that doesn't stop us, the chosen hero of the gods, to stop that from happening. Anyway, so now we are fighting off against Peach, Toadstool. And so far, I'm getting my butt kicked. Is the C-stick even working? I don't know. Whatever. Anyways, so guys, second recording session, so let's go ahead and talk about what's been going on during recording session. So, as I'm recording this, Paper Mario 2 is complete. The finale is uploaded. And now, the Let's Play will start to begin proper. Now, once I upload part 3 of this series, I will, maybe, if there's any, I'll read comments. And see your guys' take on it. Either way, I really hope that you guys are enjoying the series so far. I am doing this series alongside World of Light, and having both of them going on at the same time can make this interesting. Anyway, so that's actually Princess Toadstool. Oh god. Looks like Mario's gone on a rampage because you assassinated his woman. Alright, so it's a big misunderstanding, but otherwise we have to fight him. Alright guys, so we are fighting against Mario and Pit. Which so far are pretty unique fighters considering we're playing this on hard mode. But I don't think it would be too difficult. Again, my C-stick doesn't work. So I'm pretty much forced to just press A and the analog stick. And I'm so used to pressing the C-stick. Alright, Mario's down. All we got left is to take out Pit. Again, like, Yoshi is just there because why not? And also, I feel like Pit didn't die there, but you know what, whatever. Alright, so now we have our main group, guys. The main 5 that's going to be traveling throughout the entire adventure. Let's go! Anyway, so after this misunderstanding, I'm assuming they immediately decided to work together. Sure, that's a weird segue, but whatever. So anyway, so let's just talk about how this series is gonna go, of course. Though, if you're already watching this series, then you should probably know by now. So, I am posting Super Smash Bros. Brawl Subspace Emissary on Sundays only. And Super Smash Bros. Ultimate World of Light will be uploaded on Wednesdays and Saturdays. Now, really quick question, how are you guys enjoying Joker? Because I'm pretty sure, as I'm uploading this, Joker should be a character. And, I've been looking out for, Sonic Team Racing recently, because I just seen, like, an animation called Team Sonic Overdrive, which you guys should check out, links in the description below. Take out these clouds, block that. These enemies here are always the annoying ones, and they take a lot of hits too. And just when you think they are dead, he is not dead. So anyway, so here's the main problem from World of Light to Super Smash Bros. Brawl. Well, actually, most importantly, just Super Smash Bros. Brawl Subspace Emissary. Now, the level design, most importantly. Now, considering it's supposed to be a crossover, we would expect that we would be traversing through Mario World. You figure we'll be traveling across, like, worlds based off our Nintendo franchises. Like, in one level, you'll be traversing through the Mushroom Kingdom. And then in another level, you'll be traversing through Dreamland. Like, pretty much just like how Melee handled their adventure mode. But, like, here, it's like, okay, so this is just a normal playing field you pretty much see in real life. Of course, like, because the graphics in this game feel like real life, doesn't mean the game should. Like, I felt like they could have added more inspiration to Nintendo instead of real-life locations. Like, all there is a plain field, a plain desert, that feels like a real-life desert. And there's literally just no inspiration here. And when we got World of Light, we're hoping that they would make a side-scrolling type level that would pretty much encourage, well, not encourage, but inspire Nintendo franchises, but no. That being said, Super Smash Bros. Brawl itself does have problems. Of course, it is not known for the competitive scene at all. This game actually sort of killed Melee's competitive scene. But thanks to Evo, it actually did get itself back in the franchise. My nose keeps itching. sorry for like a lot of awkward silence, but I'm running low on things to talk about. Like, this is just the news recording section, and I'm trying to think of something to talk about. But anyway, so Super Smash Bros. Brawl also have its own share of problems. Like, mainly it's the tripping. It's over, like, the tripping rate for this game is really high. And they pretty much narrowed it down in Wii U and Ultimate, considering you only trip probably for a banana peel, where in this game you actually do trip often. And tripping is the biggest issue in Brawl. It's... And again, like... Oh my god, that almost killed me. Now, alright, so comment to me this really quickly. Now, the way you actually gotta go is the top right, but I don't know, feel free to correct me if or not, and I'm not sure if it's for 100% or not, but do I have to literally go through all 3 of these locked doors for 100% completion? Like, feel free to let me know that, saying that this actually affects my 100% completion. But, most importantly, the top door is what you actually need, and I keep being impatient to the fire. The top door is what I actually need, but I always go through all 3 doors because I'm wondering if this actually affects my 100% completion. And I am going for 100% completion for this game. Don't get me wrong. But, are all 3 of these necessary? Just feel free to let me know. And again, Brawl is also the game that introduced swimming mechanics, and sure, water is technically in Melee, but they didn't use advantage of the swimming capabilities. That being said, there's pretty much some characters here that actually know that we should know for a fact that can't swim. Spoilers, like Sonic. And yet they're able to swim with no consequences. Now they did, in fact, actually do something to it in Wii U, where if you're a fire character, you're a character where in the franchise are allergic to water, then they will take damage in the water. So they actually try to make sense for that. So I guess it makes it for balancing issues. Now, I beat Subspace Emissary mostly on normal difficulty. This is gonna be my very first time beating it on hard difficulty. And I'm willing to take you guys into this journey. Also, this is a very pointless room. It just gave us a prize at the end. Overall, that's the end of the level. Interesting, so it turns out that Ganondorf is the mastermind of all of this. Alright, well, let's go to the Path of Ruins. Alright, so let's get right into control as Lucas and Ash catch him. And I know you guys in the comment section were saying his name is not Ash, it's Red. I don't care. Red is not a name, it's a color. Blue is not a name, it's a color. So it doesn't feel right naming this kid a color. So what makes the most sense? I prefer him to call him based off his anime name. Of course, being Ash Ketchum. And sure, he doesn't have the same personality as Ash Ketchum, but that doesn't mean that he doesn't deserve no name. Not even Pokemon Trainer, the name that they actually gave him, is considered a name. It's just an alias. Okay, my Analog's... my C-Stick does not work. I'm not sure why my C-Stick doesn't work for this type of thing. I'm not sure if it's just for Wii, Dolphin Emulator, or whatever. But, what I do know is that it did sort of work, when I was playing Melee on my Dolphin Emulator. But it just doesn't work very well when I was playing Brawl on my Dolphin Emulator. Doesn't matter. The point is, you just want to watch the series because, well, it's a project I plan on doing for the channel. I'm gonna go down here. There's a secret. We're gonna get all these trophies. And all these stickers as well. Because it's always important to go to these optional rooms. Because if you want 100% completion, you have to go through all these optional rooms. Another thing for 100% completion is getting all these yellow boxes. And definitely not doing that. Dang. I could try resetting that, but it's less likely to come back. Alright, well, tell you what, if I get to the end of a level and it gives me a green flag, I'll play this level again, but I'll do it off camera. Nope, it's back. Thank goodness. Anyway, so you start off as Squirtle. You know, when you play Pokemon Trainer, you usually have an option of 3 different Pokemon. But for Subspace Emissary, you actually just start off with only just 1 Pokemon. And you only obtain the other 2 as you progress into the story. We'll get to that when we get to that, but as you may notice in the cutscene, we notice that Charizard was actually the holder of this temple. And then Ash just brought out a photograph of Pokemon he needs to capture. And he believes that both of them are there. Also, these creatures, I do not understand them at all. Like, they just scream with a low laugh. Like, ho, 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 ho. Like, I don't understand why they are low voice, like they are God or something, but they're not God. It's always important to get some stock. Yeah, this is probably the first single-player game to have stocks to be retainable. Now, so here's the question. Are you gonna do a non-game over run? I can't promise that, because I have gotten, like, game overs on normal difficulty, but it was almost near the end of the game. If I can do a non-game over run in this game, then that would be very interesting. Because I would probably earn an achievement for that. But then again, I'll probably earn an achievement for getting a non-continuous run on intense difficulty, because intense is the highest difficulty. But hard mode is the middle difficulty. And that's probably the main reason why I want to play it on hard, because it's the middle difficulty. And I'm pretty sure you guys would love a really challenging Let's Play. That's very bad. Man, I really hate these night things. Again, Lucas is from Mother Free. His game doesn't exist yet. At least not for America. So, when he was revealed as a character, people don't even know who Lucas is. But ever since Melee, Sakurai is trying to get all these Japanese-only games to America. And although it technically did succeed for Fire Emblem, Mother Free, not much. Maybe later. And I really hope later. But unfortunately, it won't be a while. This is a pointless thing, but whatever. Alright, cutscene, guys. Alright, Lucas, time to get your revenge. So we're gonna be fighting Wario. He is literally the asshat who basically is capturing all of his friends. And not just all his friends. And I literally got a good set of it, but it wasn't enough. And this is gonna be the only time you will be fighting Wario, and once he's out for the count, we won't see him till pretty much later into the game. But yeah, anyway, so this is Lucas's time to shine. He is the one who brutally KO'd his best friend. So now it's time for sweet revenge. And just like that, Wario is eliminated. Alright, well anyways guys, that's it for part 4, guys. I'll see you guys next time, where we enter the cave. See you guys next time.